Madam Speaker, Leader Hoyer, my distinguished colleagues, welcome to you all. I'd particularly like to welcome our new colleagues. It's an honor and a privilege to serve in this great institution. And I'd like to thank you in advance for the sacrifices and contributions you'll make to this body during your time here. As colleagues, we owe a huge debt to those who have served before us. I'd be remiss if I did not mention the enormous contributions of one of my predecessors, Gerald Ford. Former President Ford served in the House over 25 years, including 8 of those years as a Republican leader from 1965 to 1973. He served his Michigan constituents and the American people with great distinction, not just here in Congress, but as Vice President and as President of the United States. The thoughts and prayers of this House and those of a grateful nation are with Betty and the Ford family. This is an historic day. In a few moments, I'll have the high privilege of handing the gavel of the House of Representatives to a woman for the first time in American history. For more than 200 years, the leaders of our government have been democratically elected. And from their ranks, our leaders have always selected a man for the responsibility and honor as serving as Speaker of the House. Always, that is, until today. It is sometimes said the Founding Fathers would not recognize the government that exists here in Washington today, that it has grown in size and scope far beyond anything they could ever have imagined, much less endorsed or advocated for our future. But today marks an occasion that I think the Founding Fathers would view approvingly. And my fellow Americans, whether you're a Republican, a Democrat, or an independent, today is a cause for celebration. Today also, of course, marks a change in the House majority. 12 years ago, some of us stood proudly in this chamber as our former colleague, Dick Gephardt from Missouri, handed the gavel to the new Republican Speaker, Newt Gingrich from Georgia. There were some great achievements during those 12 years that followed, and we're fortunate that the man who was the driving force behind many of those achievements will continue to serve with us, the gentleman from Illinois, Denny Hastert. There were some great achievements during those 12 years that followed. There were also some profound disappointments. If there's one lesson that stands out from our party's time in the majority, it's this. A congressional majority is simply a means to an end. The value of a majority lies not in the chance to wield great power, but in the chance to use limited power to achieve great things. We refer to the gavel that I'm holding as the Speaker's gavel. But like everything else in this chamber, it really belongs to the American people. It's on loan from the real owners. This is the people's house. This is the people's Congress. And most people in America don't care who controls it. What they want is a government that is limited, honest, accountable, and responsive to their needs. And the moment a majority forgets this lesson, it begins writing itself a ticket to minority status. The 110th Congress will write the next chapter in American history, but the American people will dictate it. Today, the Democrat Party assumes the challenge and opportunity of majority power in the People's House. Republicans will hold the incoming majority accountable for its promises and its actions. But we also want to work with the incoming majority for the good of our nation that we were all elected to serve. Fundamentally, democracy is a battle of ideas. The battle of ideas, I believe, is healthy and is important for our nation. But it's also a battle that can take place respectfully. Republicans and Democrats can disagree without being disagreeable to each other. Sometimes what people call partisanship is really a deep disagreement over a means to a shared goal. And we should welcome that conversation, encourage it, enjoy it, and be nice about it. It's now my privilege to present the gavel of the United States House of Representatives to the first woman speaker in our history, the gentlelady from California, Nancy Pelosi.